obviously Halo was huge, right? Some of the Call of Duty games, Modern Warfare 2, when it releases, it's just like cultural phenomenons. Minecraft is one of them when it came out. Now you have Fortnite. Fortnite is a huge cultural icon. It's like, when is the next game that's going to come out that's going to like push gaming forward? Because recently it's just been a bunch of bad games. So I'm going to look at Assassin's Creed, Star Wars Outlaw, and I know that has nothing to do with Bungie, but like, when is the next big thing going to come out? And I genuinely believe this has all the hype and the momentum to be one of those things. AE-Yaps. It's in the name. I will later. I really want to know what the fuck is going on with this game, with this marathon game. I mean, look at like, hold on. They really have, like, I hope somebody has a YouTube video over this. Marathon the game has like, they brought up their like, hey, this is gonna be the future of Destiny like a year ago. It's been silent ever since, and now we're getting so much. We're at like, let's watch this trailer. This was a year ago, right? Let's like, what is this? Like, what this extraction PvPvE kind of game? And I love the music. I love the vibe of this. Like, this is the thing that I think is gonna be like the next Destiny for Bungie. I think this is gonna be insane. Yeah, 33-16. In the heavens, they're waiting. Like, is this not lit? Headshots. I just realized that was the same operator we saw running, and that didn't realize he was the one that actually got shot. So that was a year ago, right? And this is, people were like, by the time this released, Peaceful Cards developed working for him. Well, that's while he was working there. This is a year ago, and people are like, yo, we're waiting, but so much has dropped. Everything that's happened with Bungie's marathon so far. This is 2 days ago.
All right, the week, boy. Wait, what? From Marathon's Twitter page, they actually posted up this video right here.
And honestly, too, if we just go over here and just type in, like, Marathon the game. These people are doing a class action, not class, like a class book, a great example of how to, like, get people hyped up for this shit again. Like, the sounds of everything. To me, you can only do this if you have the utmost confidence in your game. And like, look at the environment here. I am loving this. Look at what this looks like. Like, what kind of game is this gonna be? Apparently, if you pause, do all the stuff to get all the frames together, it's giving out numbers. Here's another aesthetic, like a more recent update of what the you know, the finishing products are looking like. And I am, once more, I'm loving everything that I'm seeing. I can't wait for Mr. Waffles to break down everything.
Here, it doesn't have any audio, but it's something. Another week, boys, and another twab. This week in Destiny, we delved too deep, maybe too greedily, and we had to fight a legendary foe shrouded by darkness. It could have been the Guardian's Bane were it not for our allies' guidance.
You gotta see the marathon.
Let's talk marathon, guys.
Yes.
A couple things have happened today, and honestly, neither one are really that substantial, but something's got to be happening. So from Marathon's Twitter page, they actually posted up this video right here. It doesn't have any audio.
There's so much stuff that's been coming out.
but it's something. Anybody know? We don't care. Some of you do care. Some people do actually care about this game. Yes.
I very much care.
And look, even my Destiny players.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to main the hell out of this game, and I might turn into a full-blown marathon streamer and creator. I have so much faith and hype, and like, I'm just anticipating this game ever since it's been announced.
I feel like some of you kind of care. They're gonna shadow drop the game next week.
You could say I kind of care.
I don't know.
I don't think they're gonna shadow drop.
That would be wild and bold and not really good for marketing, because normally you want like trailers and stuff leading up to it, and Bungie's been pretty silent about everything, you know what I mean? But then if you go to PlayStation's own Twitter page, they upgraded their background. Their banner has been upgraded to the same exact thing that was on Marathon.
Something's coming.
Marathon's Twitter page. So they're getting, I mean, they're about to start doing something. Something has got to be happening here soon. Bungie's Twitter page is also its header. All right, let's see, man. So on Bungie's Twitter page as well, also.
That makes sense.
Look at
this
that.
Is supposed to be Bungie's next big game.
Marathon puts out whatever the hell that video clip is. Sony's got their background, their banner updated, and now Bungie does too. We got to be getting something soon. I mean, we got to be getting something. Maybe y'all think we're gonna get a? You think we're gonna get a Vidoc, and maybe like a Marathon Vidoc? Because that's
we'll probably get like a live stream, and in the live stream it may be an hour to an hour and a half, kind of talking about the development of the game, the inspiration of the game, their hopes for the game, and then we might get like 30 minutes of gameplay.
Kind of like the strategy Bungie has done with Destiny.
That's my guess.
Big, huge Vidocs. Sometimes they're 30 to 45 minutes long, and they essentially just lay out literally everything. Oh, when is the next state of play from Sony? All right, so I'm being told May is potentially when the next state of play.
Son of gun.
Who knows? Maybe that's when Sony and Bungie shows us something. Wait, what?
I would hope it's sooner
so on
than
Marathon Bulletin's page, 4 different images were posted across YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So these are all different images. Every one of these are different.
Interesting.
Okay. I thought they were all the same. The header image on Marathon Steam page was
this
also
is what I'm
updated,
talking about.
So
like they're doing all of this weird cryptic stuff. It fits the idea of the game and the vibe that they're going with the game, but you could only do this if you're this confident in the game. And the guy who directed and made Valorant is now like the lead director over here.
That got published on Steam. Again, guys, it's not going to just be on PlayStation. And then right here, Marathon Twitch overlay found. What does that mean? What do we got? Drops? So we're gonna have Twitch drops. If that means we're gonna have Twitch drops, if they're gonna do like a showcase stream of Marathon and we have Twitch drops for it, that makes it all the more real. Okay, right here, highlighting the entire MIDA webpage shows this. Interesting. And new file found. Traxxas cave crawler. In order to fully calibrate the power, you need to connect to the device through a terminal. Use the SSH command followed by the device.
This game is going to be so cool.
So from Mossy Max right here, starting the Marathon reveal with a technical PDF of a science tool, including accurate distance calculations. You have my interest, Bungie. All right. The first comment. I keep forgetting they're making this game. All right, dude. Here's the thing. If they're doing all this stuff, we got to be getting some Marathon news soon. Like real news, not just like hey, you know, we're working on Marathon still. Like we got to be getting at least gameplay. I would
also imagine gameplay. Hold on, I wanted to read this. The crawler as a V12 offers unparalleled control on an immersive exploration experience. So this crawler is like for like fast travel. Thanks to its rugged all-terrain chassis, adaptive wheel system, and flexible camera mount, our state-of-the-art image transmission ensures that you see the crawler what the crawler sees in real time, crystal clear. So this is like the cave crawler V2. That's going to be how we go around and like fast travel from point area to area. The laser measuring tool provides pinpoint accuracy thanks to its stabilization mounting system. The target assist feature gives the operators a clear visual guide for precise measurements. Bungie, you got my attention. And I'm not going to lie, the soundtrack of what's been put out is insane. Let me see. Can we find some? Oh, shit. The Thief, Stealth, Unknown, Recon. Like, so people are putting stuff together. I am so very excited for this. Just listen to this. Have you ever, like, listen to the sounds of this game? I don't even want to call this a game. It feels like we're going to be teleported into a world of the unknown. The world that you want to go in and explore, the deep and dark crevices. You will find unknown treasures, unlocking regions that other players may not have seen. and then you keep that secret because you don't want these secrets out to the world. You don't want to show everybody your spot, so you try to keep it tight. You can't even tell your brothers and sisters. You're going out to the store, you're looking over your shoulder, wondering what's gonna happen. Are they gonna get you? They're after you. They're looking at you. Like, it's gonna be so like crazy. I'm loving this. They're like, oh. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm genuinely hyped. So with that said, Bungie, if you guys ever see this, please, for the love of God, invite me. I will even pay for my own flight there. I want to play test this game. Get me in early.
So we're all praising Blue Forks and ingesting dangerous amounts of hopium. But how did we get here?
I
If you've
wouldn't say
been
this
watching my
dangerous amount of
videos or
hopium, not
following
yet.
Marathon for a while,
Maybe by the end of
this
it, I'm
will
gonna
all be familiar.
off
But
that hopium.
my hope is that more people will eventually become interested in the game.
Oh, I am
And they
so
will have missed
excited.
out on nearly 2 years of
Nothing.
waiting. While very sparse, I think
absolutely
there has
nothing.
been some fun stuff, and my goal is to document what's happened over this time for, I guess, historical purposes? I don't know. Is that what historians do? Point is, I think that a quick review of everything that has happened so far will be interesting to someone someday, maybe. So
It's
here's
counting
that,
down on
and
the
I'm sure I'll
backpack.
miss
You
some
guys see
stuff,
that,
so
right?
help me out in the
It
comments
started at
and fill in
33,
the
then
gaps
went
for our
17, 16.
historical records. In 1994, Bungie would release the sci-fi FPS Marathon. This would be followed by 2 additional entries, establishing an excellent trilogy. Bungie would move on to Myth, Oni, Halo, and then Destiny, all while maintaining many of the motifs.
These are literally legendary developers. When it comes to gameplay and mechanics and how guns feel, I don't think there's another group of people who have done it better over the long point of time. Say what you like about Destiny, the diversity of the guns, how they feel, even to PvE to PvP, it's pretty damn good if it's not the best in its class. And then you go into Halo, Halo 2, Halo 3, come on. That was all of our childhoods.
And narrative elements that were present in Marathon. Marathon would maintain a devoted following with sites like the Marathon story page documenting theories, speculation, and conjecture around the series for decades after release. Through an immense amount of community effort, the ALF1 project would bring Marathon to modern PCs, allowing people to easily install and play these games that otherwise would have been locked to old hardware. A port of the second game would pop up on the Xbox Live Arcade, and over time, an appreciation for the titles as a classic FPS experience would continue to grow and maintain a niche community of individuals. Then, on May 24th of 2023, nearly 3 decades after the release of the first game, Bungie would announce that they were making a new Marathon game.
Look,
They did this via
I've
an
already done
announcement
this,
trailer
but
during a Sony State of Play event, and oh boy, did it look and sound amazing. Striking visuals and an excellent justice track backing it solidified the next Bungie project as something to keep your eye on. But more details were right around the corner, as the release of the trailer marked the beginning of an alternate reality game.
really too, I've been thinking about this, especially like yesterday. I was like, man, when is Fortnite? Obviously, Halo was huge, right? Some of the Call of Duty games, Modern Warfare 2, when it releases, it's just like cultural phenomenons. Minecraft is one of them when it came out. Now you have Fortnite. Fortnite is a huge cultural icon. It's like, when is the next game that's going to come out that's going to like push gaming forward? Because recently it's just been a bunch of bad games. So I'm going to look at Assassin's Creed, Star Wars Outlaw, and I know that has nothing to do with Bungie. But like, when is the next big thing going to come out? And I genuinely believe this has all the hype and the momentum to be one of those things.
The community would complete a ton of puzzles across numerous in-universe websites to gain access to tons of narrative information and story elements that both tie into the original games and establish components of the narrative they would be telling in this new entry. The big change was that this entry in the Marathon series would be a PvPvE experience in the extraction genre. The completion of the ARG would
Did you
unveil
see
a
what I sent
behind-the-scenes
you?
Vidoc with a handful of the developers working on the project, expressing in greater detail what the game would be like. Player-driven narrative, sleek cyberpunk characters called runners, modifiable weapons, and items that could shape the game to your preferred playstyle. And all of this was backed by Bungie, a long-standing studio that has consistently produced some of the most amazing gaming experiences over the last 30 years. Some were excited for a AAA developer backed by Sony to be making a game in the extraction genre. Some were hesitant to see such a drastic shift in genre.
In the comments, let me know what you guys think about the gaming genre that it's in with the PvP, VE, extraction area. I'm actually interested in something along those lines, especially if you can add like a survival mechanic to it as well.
Genre from the original Marathon
Maybe
games,
not.
and some were upset that Bungie would be shifting its focus away from Destiny, which had many issues within its PvP, and was on the precipice of releasing the conclusion to their 10-year Light and Dark saga.
Destiny ran its
Nonetheless,
course.
a
They're just trying
devoted
to wrap
group
it up.
of people preserved the ARG information across Google Docs, Discord chats, and their
Whoa,
own
that was a new
websites.
image. I hadn't seen that one. Hold on.
ARG information across Google Docs,
Look at I am fascinated by the artwork of this game and how it looks. I fucking love it.
Discord chats, and their own websites. The Marathon story page would begin putting together their own analysis of the
It looks
ARG
cool.
and
I'm glad you
assemble a
think so
new
too.
section of the site devoted to it. Carnamir's lore archive would be established and
remember
offer
all
a
of
very
this.
cohesive version of everything that has been released for the new game and the stuff from the original games. The Vidoc would conclude with a declaration that they would be going dark for an extended period of time, and that when you heard
It's
from
been a
them
year.
next, they would be much closer to launch and ready to reveal some gameplay.
It
This
better
would
be like
begin the Long Dark.
maybe drop in
In
July.
October of 2023, Bungie
Maybe.
would lay off 8% of its total workforce, still in the build-up to
Look at
releasing
Twitter, that
Destiny's
isn't-
Final Shape
but
DLC,
that
and
doesn't faze me.
simultaneous to having to work on both Marathon and the secretive Gummy Bears project. In March of 2024, we would
And apparently this Gummy Bear project is huge.
learn that the original games would be coming to Steam, a great effort by the ALF1 team with Bungie's blessing. March would also bring us the news that Christopher Barrett, former Destiny game director and longtime Bungie creative,
He's
would no
out.
longer be Marathon's game director. Barrett's creative direction was very respected by Bungie fans, and the IGN article, which broke this news, did this alongside announcing that former Valorant game director Joe Ziegler would be taking over.
Huge
Also
job.
included in the article was that the game would be, quote, moving away from custom player characters in favor of a selectable cast of heroes.
I hate that. I want a customized hero. I want to like personally make my person to consistently go in and out. So I don't like the idea of having a cast of heroes. I think that's a negative.
Obviously, this had a bit of weight as Ziegler was coming from a game with hero mechanics, and the hero shooter genre as a whole was largely in decline during this period. The negative sentiment towards hero shooters generally was exacerbated by the fact that customization was discussed pretty heavily in the Vidoc a year
Yeah.
earlier. With no answers as to why Barrett was no longer attached and a potential change to the game mechanics earlier promised, we would enter the hero shooter
Well,
calamity phase.
I guess
This
I'll
would all
have
be
to develop a
compounded
new
by
audience.
a series of unfortunate events in August of 2024. The month
have a
would
new
begin
channel. I
with
don't know.
respected games journalist Jason Schreier stating in a podcast that the internal sentiment at Bungie towards Marathon wasn't great. This also followed another round of layoffs at Bungie in July of 2024 following the largely successful release of the Final Shape DLC for Destiny. Over 200 employees were laid off, and an additional 150 positions roughly moved to work directly under Sony. Unfortunately, another game would pop up at the same time, a
Yikes.
Sony-backed live service hero shooter named Concord.
We all know how
Hundreds
that
of
went.
millions of dollars in budget, and failing to maintain a player base of more than 200 people only a week after its launch would lead to it being shut down the following month.
Yeah, no, this was a huge loss for Sony for sure. But I know you're saying my YouTube audience doesn't seem too interested in gaming. I really don't make videos in a sense of like trying to get a ton of views. It's kind of obvious. I'm really kind of reacting to the things that I'm interested at that point in time. And this game and gaming in general is something that I am interested in, and I need to consistently start uploading those videos so the people who kind of are picking up what I'm putting down in terms of gaming, they become a part of our audience too. It's not like I'm gonna stop being interested in geopolitics and anime and everything else, but I just want to diversify myself a little bit and be honest and fair to who I am, because I am a nerd and I am a gamer.
This was kind of an unprecedented disaster of a project, which now had even more people who weren't really aware of much more than the announcement trailer proclaiming that Marathon would be DOA. In a comically ridiculous series of events, it also came to light in the same week as Concord's release that the reason for Christopher Barrett leaving Bungie was due to inappropriate conduct in the workplace.
Yikes.
This would be followed by Bungie removing the Vidoc from the official Marathon YouTube channel. September and October of 2024 would be a season of leaks and rumors. Numerous leaker accounts and news sites would share details from proclaimed insiders who would hint at a litany of features and aspects to the new game. A $40 price tag, runner preset character classes,
My money is that this is not going to be $40 price tag. It's either going to be completely free to play or it's going to be like an $80 or $100 game.
seasonal progression, AI-controlled
It's either gonna
maps,
be
and
free
all sorts
or
of other
$100.
conjecture about what the game may be. We also got a bit more insight into some ongoing playtests that were primarily pulling Hunt and Tarkov streamers in to run the playtests at Bungie's HQ in Washington. We would also discover in October that the back end of Destiny 2 hinted at an item potentially being unlocked via pre-ordering Marathon. This item would be tied to episode Heresy, the next
What?
big Destiny content drop, which would run from February
never
to July
happened.
of 2025. October would conclude with our first official piece of news since the Vidoc in May of 2023. On October 28th of 2024, we would get Joe Ziegler on camera in a video titled Marathon Developer Update. Joe would let us know that they are still hard at work on an extraction PvPvE experience. He would also
What's
state that the team was
King- oh
retaining
my
the
God, what is that?
quote
The key
mysteries,
sword.
eeriness, and psychological
Hearts?
creepiness of
I
the
respect
original
the Kingdom
series.
Hearts necklace.
And although at this point Ziegler stated that much of the game was coming together, it was still too early to show anything other than 2 new pieces of art.
Ugh.
The images featured 2 runners, identified as Thief and Stealth, and they were pretty similar to some concept art pieces that were featured in the Vidoc they removed earlier in the year. Ziegler also said that they would be adding more and more people into playtests in 2025, and that they would let us know when that happens. The very next day, October 29th of 2024, we would see the start of the Festival of the Lost, the annual Halloween event in Destiny, which featured a handful of goofy masks that the players could complete tasks to obtain. Luckily for us, we were blessed with a runner mask, modeled after the UESC runner helmet.
I don't know. This mask kind of looks like this is inspired. No? Am I crazy? I mean, granted, this is dope.
We were blessed with a runner mask, modeled after the UESC runner helmet from the initial trailer, and it featured something interesting, mysterious, enrapturing, a blue... Anyway, moving on. Oh yeah, somewhere in there, the RC car company Traxxas started a lawsuit with Bungie over the fictional interstellar megacorp Traxxas, and
What?
that's, well, a thing that happened. Over the end of 2025, a handful of job listings would pop up on Bungie's career portal for positions that largely aligned with a live service PvPvE experience. This would hold us over to the release of episode Heresy on February 4th, where we all hoped to see whatever the fabled Marathon pre-order bonus was. And oh boy, did we get something. An unfinished UESC-themed Sparrow was pulled from the new Destiny files within
But I don't think
episode
that
Heresy.
ever happened.
This blocky beast indicated that the pre-order bonus tied in with this episode was most likely real, and that meant we would have to hear something before the end of the episode, roughly some point in July. Alas, we still didn't get anything official from Bungie, but we would get something else in March of 2025 when Act 2 of episode
That
Heresy
thing looks
released.
insane.
A new
at that
marathon-themed
after this.
emblem was pulled from the back end of Destiny.
That did
This
happen.
would launch a scramble to attempt to decode a potential message hidden within the emblem, but as of now, no serious
Yeah,
conclusions
if it becomes
have
a
been made
reality.
regarding this. It is now the beginning of April, or March 31st when I am recording this, and this is where we stand. It seems like Marathon is right around the corner.
Man, so when he recorded this, it was just a little while ago. I want to know what's happening now. There's just even though we got nothing, it seems like something is right around the corner for this game. And please, Bungie, if you ever see this, let me play early. Okay, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, then please like the video, subscribe, and if you really like it, then share it with some of your friends. My goal here is to spread a positive message while sprinkling my 2 cents on big topics like American, Indian, and world geopolitics, and even small stuff like Twitch drama and online debacles. And if you want to see it live, come join me over on Twitch. Twitch.tv/ActuallyElrod. That's where I'm going to do all my reactions, and after the reactions, that's where we get down a game. And if you're like, hey, I have a video that I want this dude to sprinkle his 2 cents on, then come over on my Discord and let me know and join the community there. And while we're at it, I have to say thank you to everybody who has made that Discord just so poppin'. I never thought I'd have a Discord that's so flowing. It's really cool to see. Shout out to you, Bobby, Omni, Demon, all of you who have been in there who are just super active. Logie, you're the man. Logie is the one who's like modding and helping run the server, so thank you, Logie. Lastly, I challenge you. I have a challenge for you. Make somebody laugh today. We all know there's enough hate and vitriol in the world. If energy is contagious like the flu, then let's spread and get everyone contagious with our positive energy, right? Not negative energy, because there's so much of that. And if we could just be a small little change in someone's day, then you never know. Maybe that's the thing that starts shifting this world to a happier, healthier, just better place. And with all of that said and done, thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.